What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, where we talk about every What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, where we talk about every What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, where we talk about every What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, where we talk about every What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, where we talk about every What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Physical Media, where we talk about every What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color. Wow, we have entered the Matrix. That was insane. Sorry about that, folks. He misses one stream. He can't even remember how to do this. I had a window open I had another window open with the stream open because I had waited till the last minute to get it up for you guys because this was a crazy Monday and wasn't able to get that stream up in advance, so I was just making sure it was open, and it was working. It was just working over and over and over. So sorry about that. Let's go ahead and jump into talking about all the new Blu-ray and 4K releases that are coming out this week. All these titles will be coming out tomorrow, Tuesday, June 11th, already well into June. Thank you guys for coming back this week. Had to skip it last week because we were out of town. We were out of town all week, visiting with my wife's relatives, and there wasn't really much coming out last week anyway. It was just a handful of things. So I did a post letting you guys know what was coming out and that I wouldn't be doing a stream last week. So thank you guys who liked that post and commented on there. But we'll be getting right back to schedule here, and hopefully we'll have no more hiccups moving forward. All right, let's see who's here in the chat. Look at this. A lot of people here. Thank you guys for joining us. Even though it's a little last minute, we've got a CG anime fan here. As always, Dan's Den is here. Internet user is here. Hey guys, Kevin House says good evening, everyone. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of comments about that echo snafu that just happened. So Henry Bidencamp's here. Jeffrey Patron is here. Gaming Canvas is here. Ethan Edwards is here. Says that's his conscience. No, that would be terrifying to be streaming where you guys could be hooked up and hearing my conscience. That would be quite the streaming video. Maybe someday. Maybe this probably already is a Black Mirror episode. But we've got a good bit of things to talk about this week. Not too crazy. Just a nice, laid back quite a few things to get through, and we'll talk about them all tonight. Let you guys know what's coming out this week, and I'll chat with you guys in the live chat as well. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Feel free to file in and start posting comments over there in the chat. Jumping over to the second screen. Pause for potential technical difficulties. Nope, we're good. The first thing on here from Blu-ray.com is Femme, Nikita 4K Steelbook. 1990 from Sony Pictures. Just a 4K on this one. No Blu-ray, no DVD, no digital copy that I can see. Let's look at the overview here. Nice little full page spread of over on across the back of the steelbook. There you go. I'm not familiar with this movie at all, but I'm assuming it's an action movie. Let's see. Foreign crime, thriller, romance, action. It's got it all. It's got everything you could want. It's a French movie. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not familiar with this one, but there's just the front cover by Luc Besson. Okay. Familiar with the person, not familiar with this film though. But that's coming out if you've been waiting for that film. Apparently it's highly anticipated because it is the #1 spot on Blu-ray.com for today's date. But yeah, that is coming out. And then we've got a much more I would think would be a more high profile release coming out with Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. We've got several releases of this that we'll talk about. First one here showing up on my list is the 4K slipcover edition, which includes the 4K and the 4K digital. We've got, obviously, coming out from Warner Brothers. Everybody knows what Godzilla x Kong is. I don't need to explain this to you. This is the 5th installment of this franchise? I think so. We had Godzilla, we had Kong Skull Island, we had Godzilla King of the Monsters, then the first Godzilla Kong, now we got this one. So 5 movies in this franchise. I jumped ship after the first Kong movie. I haven't even seen just Godzilla King of the Monsters yet, so I'm way behind. But I know a lot of people really, really like the first Godzilla Kong. I think this one was a little bit more mixed, a little bit more mediocre, but I know there's a lot of people who love it. and it's got a great transfer according to Blu-ray.com. 5 stars on audio and video. But there you go. $30 is going to run you that on Amazon for the new Empire. That's the slip edition. Kind of mediocre artwork on the front of that one. But then you got the exact same artwork on the steelbook. They've just like bedazzled it a little bit. They've juiced it up. Look at this. They've just turned them pink. They've put a lot of pink in there, put a lot of purple in there. And there you go. You got the inside of the steelbook. If you are a steelbook fan, this will probably be the version you get. It's very bright, very colorful, very vibrant. I like the discs. That's cool. A lot of times Warner Brothers, or at least in the past, they would just do solid black discs, but it's cool that they've added some color right there. I like it. It's cool. It's got this actually has the 4K Blu-ray and digital code, so if you want all 3 versions, maybe definitely go for the steelbook. And I'm assuming there is a Blu-ray standard edition as well. Let's scroll down here and see if we can find that real quick. Oh, maybe not. I'm sure there is. Really? Ah, here it is. Nope, I don't know. I am not seeing a Blu-ray edition. There it is. Got it finally. Yeah, it's got the worst art of them all. I feel like they do this on purpose. They put the worst art on the Blu-ray so you're tempted to buy the more expensive version. But there we go. Look at that. I don't know. Maybe people like that. That looks weird to me. That just looks like they just went in Photoshop and slapped a couple images on top of each other. Didn't even add a drop shot or anything. And then they just kind of blurred the edges a little bit. No offense to the designer who did that. He probably did it very, very quickly. Right before it was due, like I do most of my work. But here we go. That's the Blu-ray version. We don't need to talk about. Same thing, just Blu-ray digital. No 4K on that one. So that's a big movie coming out this week. Probably the biggest movie coming out this week. But we've got a lot more intricate boutique releases to talk about. Some documentaries here. So lots of stuff to talk about. Let's see who's here in the chat, and then we'll get rolling on some more releases. So I'm just reading some of the echo comments here. Let's see. Let's fast forward a little bit. Posty popped in. Welcome, Posty. Says, what's up? Sorry if there's a little more headspace today. I was literally recording a video like 15 minutes, like right before I jumped on live. I was trying to get a video recorded. When we were out of town, we went to some secondhand stores and picked up a whole stack of used Blu-rays and 4Ks. Me and Grace shot a video together, an in-store hunting video, which I haven't been able to do in forever. I really miss those, but nobody sells stuff anymore. But while we were out of town, we found this really cool store called Game Exchange, and they had lots of Blu-rays and 4Ks, and we picked up quite a few. And in the middle of recording the wrap-up of that video, and then I'll get it edited and get that up in a couple days. But that is why the camera is set in a certain way right now, and I don't want to change it because I have to go finish that video after this. Let's see. Jeffrey Patron says, greetings, chat and DJ. Got my hands on a Criterion edition of Mr. Arkadin recently, and that made me quite excited. Well, congratulations. I'm always happy to see the proud owner of a new Criterion release. Kevin House says, the multiverse DJs all decided to join us tonight. Your friend Mr. Jones says, hey, everybody, looking forward to the 27,000 versions of DJ tonight. Gus is here. Very excitable Gus. Who's that handsome devil? LOL. Missed you, DJ friend. Hey, I missed you guys too. It didn't seem right last week, starting off the week without chatting with you guys about new releases. So I'm glad we're back. This is actually the 30th episode of this. I was looking through my folder of all of my thumbnails that I make for these, and this is number 30. Episode 30. So it's a milestone. Pretty cool. Your friend Mr. Jones says, Femme Nikita was remade as Point of No Return with Bridget Fonda in the lead and 2 different television shows. Okay, so this is a property I should probably know about if it's been redone that many times. Dan's Den, don't ever you degenerate yourself to look at modern covers. They're generally photoshopped and terrible. Well, I got to look at them right here. This is what we're talking about. I can't not look at them. This is not an audio program. Ethan Edwards, I don't think most people care about the artwork as much as you do. Oh, you would be surprised, my friend. There's a whole army of us weirdos who care about packaging everywhere. I'm actually going to be a guest on a podcast. This is not a good segue at all, because kind of, but I'm going to be a guest on a podcast in a couple weeks here, and he is a huge Steelbook fan, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, but he's got, I think he said, I've been listening to some of the episodes to try to see what it's like before I guest on it, and he says he has I think he has 1,000 Steelbooks. He's a very big Steelbook only, not Steelbook only, he buys other stuff too, but he's a huge Steelbook guy. Let's see. Let's jump back. I'll talk to you guys in a second. I want to keep this thing rolling here tonight. All right, Shrek. We're going to Shrek. Several Shrek things to talk about this evening. First one here is Shrek Forever After, which I believe is the fourth one. Correct? Yes, Shrek the third, then Shrek Forever After. I've only seen this one once. Let's look at the overview here. There you go. Just a standard 4K case. They've been going through all the Shrek movies, giving them the 4K treatment. We've got 4K Blu-ray and digital code on this one. Man, I can't believe we're already at the fourth one already. I feel like they just did the first one. But here we go, $20 for a 4K. Good price on Amazon right now. It is on sale. Don't know if you want to pick this one up or not because they are releasing a 4-pack Shrek 4-movie collection. We'll jump to this one since it's relevant. There it is. It comes with a nice fancy slipcover. All 4 discs. Shrek, Shrek 2, Shrek the Third, and Shrek Forever After. And there you go. You've got a nice slim set. I don't think I'm going to pick this one up. I do like that they put a slipcover on it. I do like that they treated the 4K Ultra HD logo there at the top in green. A nice subtle touch that they did there. I don't feel like I need the Shrek movies on 4K, but I already have the Blu-ray set here. And it's nice. I actually like this set quite a bit. It's a nice big box set. You've got all 4 films in there. But yeah, I think I'm good with the Blu-rays. I don't feel like Shrek is something that I need to see in 4K. And yeah, I guess if you want the 4Ks, obviously that's the number one reason. If you want a slimmer release that still has all 4 movies, like you don't have space, that's another great reason to get the new one because it's just the size of a standard release. But like I said, I'm happy with my box set. I'll probably stick with that unless I just hear. Actually, I don't think there anything is that I could hear that would make me want to buy that. But if you want to, it will be coming out tomorrow, and it looks like a nice release. Looks like they put a little bit of work into that. I don't know if there's any new special features or anything. I don't have access to that information on Blu-ray.com, but it would be cool if they did. I kind of doubt it though. Next, after Shrek, from Shrek to Species, we've got Species 2, 4K and Blu-ray combo pack from Shout Factory. Good old Shout Factory. They call it a collector's edition. Is it? I guess it has a slipcover. I guess they can call it whatever they want, really. Mating season begins. Look at that. Look at that. See, that's a classic cover. Looks probably like the original VHS did. Is there a back? Can I see the back? Let's see what we got here. Look at this. Special features. Is a personal pet peeve of mine when they list the 4K restoration as a special feature. Like, what? That's the thing. That's the main feature. That's not a special feature. What are you doing? Why do they always do that? Criterion does it all the time too. It drives me nuts. Not really. I sleep fine, but it is weird. It's just a weird thing to list it under the special features. Like the restoration is, I don't know, like a side dish. It's the main course. That's the whole thing. Anyway, there's also an audio commentary with director Peter Medak. And then there's a good bit of special features here. Look at all these. So good job, Shout Factory, putting out special features. Ooh, look at that. There's a conveniently placed seatbelt over there on the right. And yeah, great special effects, says Box Office. Have not seen the Species films, but that is a 1998 kind of erotic thriller that I've heard. I've heard the scuttlebutt around. I'm familiar with it, but haven't seen it myself. But it's getting a nice 4K treatment from our good folks over at Shout Factory. I say our good folks like I know them. I don't know them. They don't send me anything. They don't even know I exist. But they're good folks, I have to imagine. Then we go to Arrow with Mute Witness. Not Witness. Witness came out a couple months ago from Arrow with a 4K release. This is Mute Witness. No relation. And this is another 1995 horror thriller kind of movie. Very on par with the last thing we just talked about. It's just a 4K release. It looks like there is a slip from Arrow. There you go. Probably a limited edition slip that is only there until it sells out, and then they'll release the standard edition. Can I see the back? Are you going to show me the back? Overview? There we go. There we go. So it's one of their standard limited editions, not one of the bulkier slip boxes, but it is a slip cover, and it does have art cards and a poster inside. There's your disc. Mute Witness. 90s thrillers are in this week. That might be the theme. We always notice a theme as we go through these, and that seems to be the running one so far. What else? Could we do one more? Could we do one more? Yeah, we'll do one more, and then I'll jump back to you guys over in the chat. Thank you so much for all of your questions popping up over there and comments. I'll get to them in just a minute here. We've got a 2024 film, our second 2024 film, Immaculate, getting a Blu-ray release. Just a very, very standard, bare bones looking Blu-ray release, starring Sydney Sweeney, that's her name. Couldn't think of her name for a second. This is another nun horror movie that I heard a lot of buzz about, like when the marketing was going on. Like it apparently had a good marketing campaign. Maybe that marketing campaign was just Sydney Sweeney. I don't know. And then I didn't hear anything about it after it came out. I heard it was just kind of fine. So I don't know if I should even show the back of this. Oh, just faces everywhere. One of them covered in blood. So let's click away as soon as possible. Ah, it's not letting me. There we go. Whew. YouTube, don't take down the video. Yeah, this just kind of came and went, and it's already on sale for $14 on release day. So I don't think this one did super well, but I'm sure it has its following already. I'm sure it does. All horror movies have a following, right? At some point. Just got to wait long enough. All right, let's see what people are saying in the chat. Dan Stan says it feels like way more than 30 episodes. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully it's not that you hate listening to me so much that it feels longer. Gaming Canvas. Hey, that's a name I don't recognize. Welcome to the stream. What physical release are you dying to have but can't because it's too expensive? That is an amazing question. If I gave out a comment of the stream, that might make comment of the stream. Great question, and there's a whole video there. I could absolutely do a whole video there. Because there's lots of stuff. You should see the length of my eBay watch list because it is full of things that I'll never have. Most of them, some of the luxury releases from Asia. You've got all those companies like Blue Fans and what are some of them called? They've got We ET Collection, the one I got right up there from Nova Media. All those companies that produce the real luxury box sets with the incredible printing, and they do full slips, and most of them will have multiple full slips in them, and then they'll release the one click, which has all the full slips in this big beautiful box. All those are way too expensive. Like day one they sell out, and then immediately go on the secondhand market for no less than $150. I was just looking at Mad Max Fury Road. I can't remember which studio put it out. Or not studio, but which one of those labels put it out. And there's a beautiful full slip of Mad Max Fury Road, and it has the standard movie, and then it also has the black and chrome edition, and it's all wrapped up, and it's like $160 minimum. The cheapest one you're going to find, they're all around $160, $170. There's an incredible release of The Wizard of Oz, the 4K release, in a nice, beautiful full slip that I want so bad because that's my daughter's favorite movie and one of my favorite movies. And I don't have the 4K yet, so I'd really like that. $170. I can't spend that much for one movie. I could do a whole video just on those releases. The Decalogue box set from Arrow Academy, I really, really want. You can't get it for under $300 these days because it is out of print, long out of print. Yeah, there's just tons of stuff. Tons of mostly box sets that I'm never going to get because they're out of print and never going down in price. But great question. I should make a note to do a whole video about that. Dan says Shrek 2 is a masterpiece, but otherwise I've got enough of a Shrek fill. Yeah, I'm not a Shrek 2 fan. I know a lot of people do like that one, and it never gets to the heights of the first one for me. And I'm not even the biggest first one fan, but I think that was the best one for me. Patrick Williams says 4K steelbooks all the way. Yeah, a lot of steelbook fans. I'll look for a steelbook before a digipack or a book. Yeah, I know I'm an outlier. Most people love steelbooks, and I get them when I need to, but when there's no other version. But I prefer a slip or a slip box or something. What else we got here? Dan's Den. Species has serious skin. I'll give it that. Okay, well, so at least sounds like it delivers on what it at least promises. Posty says I already got Mute Witness, and the transfer is great. Awesome crime thriller. Let's see. That's an inside joke that I'm not gonna read. Let's see. All right, let's go ahead and jump back. Some people still popping in. Thanks for joining us. We're getting rolling here. I got a little distracted by a very good question that I might revisit down the road. We got South Park joining the Panderverse. Didn't even know that they did another movie. But Paramount Pictures put out, apparently, South Park Joining the Pandaverse. Only 49 minutes. I don't even know if it counts as a film. It's kind of a short. But it came out in 2023. And there you go. That is some terrible packaging. What special event in like the most generic sans serif thin font with just a generic blue banner. That looks very professional, guys. But it's only $20, $21. If you're a big South Park fan, you're a completist, you got to grab that. I've never seen a single episode of that, but it definitely has its fans. And then we've got the Valiant ones from Eureka Entertainment. So this week seems to be a lot of different boutique labels putting stuff out, but just a couple, maybe one or two from each label. Not a lot. Not a lot of releases, but we've got a lot of participation. I'm not a weatherman. We have a lot of participation from lots of different labels. So we'll get to talk about a lot of labels this week. I have a couple Eureka titles, not too many. It is a UK label, but I did recently find out, as you know, because I found out on camera on one of these streams, that they don't charge shipping, I don't believe, to the US. So if you see something you like on there, go ahead and grab it, because it's not anymore to get it imported. But 1975's The Valiant Ones looks like a Japanese, martial arts film from the 70s. Look at this cover. Very nice cover. Look at that. Okay, so this is cool. This is basically the equivalent of today's covers, but instead of Photoshop, this is like before Photoshop. It's just like literally cut out. You can see where they originally cut that out for like the marketing. It's very cool. Like that stuff. I like it. I like the look of it. That's a part of the Masters of Cinema series from Eureka. I would love to collect that series because there's tons on there, but there's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of overlap with Criterion, so it makes it hard to collect that series. Next up, speaking of Criterion, speak of the devil, there they are. This is Quirrell, I believe is how you pronounce that. This is one of the titles that Criterion is releasing this week. A 1982 film, a rated R film from Rainer Werner Fassbinder. Now, this is a director that I've been interested in for a while. Speaking of box sets that I'll never have, there are three volumes of Rainer Werner Fassbinder box sets from Arrow. Is it Arrow Video? I think it's Arrow Video. Never going to get them. They're like $300 each. For those box sets. Really wish I could get them. They're done by the same artist who did the art on the After Hours cover and the Mean Streets cover for the Criterion editions. Incredible artist. I love her work. I love her entire style, and she did the exact same thing with these bright, colorful box sets of Fassbinder, and I would love to get those, and I've been wanting to get into his filmography for a while. Haven't done it yet. Haven't got into him, but this is one called Quirrell, which I think is appropriate for the theme this month, but I don't know a lot about what it's about. A French sailor, Quirrell, arrives in Brest and starts frequenting a strange whorehouse. He discovers that his brother Robert is the lover of the lady owner, and here you can play dice with no. If you win, you're allowed to make love, and if you lose, you have to make love. I don't know what's going on. This is like a weird, some kind of sex game. This is kind of like, what's that game with the dice and the gun. I probably shouldn't even talk about it. I'm trying not to talk about things that I shouldn't talk about. Russian roulette, that's what it's called. It's kind of like that, but instead of a gun, it's sex. So interesting. I haven't seen that, don't know anything about it, but that is coming out from Criterion, and there we go. And then we've got this. So this is what I was interested in. I'm not even showing you anything. Look at this. Look how unprofessional. You're not even seeing the new releases. Let me jump back. Hopefully my description and my reading of that synopsis was enough because I wasn't showing the screen. But there it is. There's the cover. Quirrell, Rainer Werner Fassbinder. That's all I showed. You didn't miss anything else. I just showed the cover. But then, moving on, we've got a documentary called Remembering Gene Wilder. And I love it. I love the use of the Willy Wonka font. Very nice. Maybe a little much using it all the way up there, too, on the entire quote, but down here it looks nice. This is Kino Lorber putting this out. I didn't know Kino Lorber was putting this out, but this is a new documentary that just came out this year, all about Gene Wilder, who unfortunately is no longer with us, but a wonderful actor. I, of course, love him as Willy Wonka, one of my favorite movies, classic childhood movie that I still love to this day. And I'd like to see this documentary. I don't know how great it is. Hopefully, it's pretty good. Let me know if you've seen this documentary. And I'd like to see that. Interesting that Kino Lorber got a hold of that. Very cool. So technically a boutique release. of a documentary about Gene Wilder. Sounds perfect for yours truly. All right, let's see what people are saying in the chat. I've been talking there for a little bit. Let's see. CG Anime Fan says, I'm a big Puss in Boots fan. I am a big fan of the second movie. That second movie was great. I've never seen the first one, though. Nerdy with Autism, favorite movie in the purple color in your collection? Well, I feel like I gotta go with Willy Wonka right there. Big, huge box set, and we just talked about remembering Gene Wilder. I mean, what else would I pick? Wrong side. I always forget the image is reversed. Yeah, it's gotta be, let's see. Willy Wonka's a contender. We've also got Into the Spider-Verse, which is a huge movie for me personally. Yeah, it's those two. It's those two. We've also got the original Alice in Wonderland is pretty cool. Yeah, it's got to be that one. Purple's a very small section. It doesn't take too long to look through, but great question. For me, it's got to be Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory or Into the Spider-Verse. One of those two. Those are the top two for me. Love those ones. Internet user says Douglas Sirk is one of Fassbinder's inspirations. That's really cool. I've liked the few Douglas Sirk movies I've seen, so maybe that's good news. That's good news when I finally check out Fassbinder stuff. Your friend Mr. Jones going to a fan expo this weekend. Is anyone aware of how good the discs vendors are at these things? Asking for, well, me. Interesting. I've never bought discs at a convention before. I've never done that. I haven't gone to a lot of conventions. I've gone to a couple comic book geeky conventions back in the day. There's one here in Atlanta called Dragon Con that I've been to a couple times, but I've never found anyone selling discs. That's pretty cool. What I would love is if they had a boutique convention. That would be amazing. I would totally go to that. That'd be really cool. Ethan Edwards, Fassbinder was insanely prolific. He died in his late 30s and made a huge amount of coke-fueled films. Well, that sounds like a good time. I mean, watching the films, not making the films. Dan Rain, Fassbinder felt this time was short on the planet, so he was a workaholic. He made 24 films and a bunch of miniseries in a 13-year span. Wow, that sounds like torture. Especially some directors these days get burnt out after a couple films. So that is impressive. They must have reissued the Fassbinder box sets because I got the second one on eBay a month ago for about $45. Ooh, interesting. I wonder if we're talking about the same ones. I need to look into that. If they reissued them, that is great news because they were out of print for a long time and people were charging insane prices. Kevin House, I really need to see the Gene Wilder doc. Yes, me too. Me too, buddy. Nerdy with Autism says, I love these kind of live streams. I don't know what they mean by that, but I guess just ones where people just ramble on. Because I don't know how to describe this, what I'm doing right now. Hopefully, after 30 shows, I'm getting a little bit better at it, but we'll see. We'll see where we go. Ethan Edwards, watch Cirque's All That Heaven Allows, then Fassbinder's Ali, Fear Eats the Soul, then Far From Heaven. I have already seen All That Heaven Allows. Love that movie. That was a really great one that we watched last year. And I have heard about Far From Heaven. My friend John really recommends that one, so I will have to find that middle movie somewhere if I'm going to complete your short little marathon that you've set up for me here, Ethan Edwards. You should be a curator. Kevin House, FWIW, Leonard Maltin's film. What does that stand for? For FWIW. What the heck does that mean? I don't know my acronyms. None of my acronyms. Leonard Maltin's film guide gives Quirrell a bomb. 0 stars rating. Wow. Leonard Maltin was not a fan. I can't speak to it because I haven't seen it, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. I don't know when I'll get to that. There's so many Criterion movies. I'm never going to be able to catch up. Then we've got A Queen's Ransom, the second release from Eureka Entertainment. Eureka's been huge on, Chinese action, Hong Kong action films. They've been huge on this. For the last couple of years, they've been putting out tons of these. Originally, I knew them for kind of classic British films, but they've been doing a lot of Hong Kong action movies lately, which I know a lot of people are excited about. This is A Queen's Ransom. It's got 2 different cuts on it. It's part of the Eureka Classics line, not the Masters of Cinema line, and it is, as expected, a foreign action movie. So there you go. You got another release from Eureka. I'm sure a very nice restoration with a lot of care put into the release from a somewhat forgotten film, which is what they do best. Very thankful for what Eureka's doing in the boutique label space. Then we've got Stop Motion, a 2023 film. I have not heard of this. 2023 from RLJ Entertainment. An animated horror film. Hold the phone. A stop-motion animator struggles to control her demons after the loss of her overbearing mother. So it is a animated movie about animation. That seems pretty cool. And that seems pretty creepy. That is... So it looks like it's a metaphor. An allegorical film. She's literally coming out of her brain. Wow. Interesting. Shaking off those overbearing mothers, as we all have to do to a certain degree. Wow, interesting. I love me some stop motion. I have not heard anything about that though. Apparently it just came out. Maybe a very low budget release that went under the radar. Then we've got Doctor Who: The Celestial Toy Maker, which I guess is a movie that ties in with season 3. I don't know anything about this. We don't talk about TV on the show. Let's move on. Then we've got The Last Kumite getting a 4K from MPI Media Group. This is a 4K and Blu-ray combo pack, and it looks like it is a steelbook. Is it a steelbook or is it a slip? The top of it is a steelbook, the bottom of it is a slip. I'm completely confused. I'm totally baffled. I don't know what's going on here. It's like one of those illusions that I would see on the back of a cereal box when I was growing up. Look at that. I don't know what's happening. It's apparently a steelbook according to the top corners, but the bottom corners show it must have like a quarter slip or something. I think that's just the J card coming under and then making it look like a slipcover, but it looks like a steelbook. I'm going to say it's a steelbook. That's what I'm seeing with my eyes. It does say steelbook right there. Boom. So I don't know if it has an actual quarter slip on it or if it's just the J card coming up and making it look that way. But there you go. You got The Last Kumite, another action movie from 2024. Brand new 2024 action movie. Interesting. It looks like it's like kind of a throwback to like a Van Damme movie or something. Street Fighter, look at that. It's like a hand-to-hand. That's crazy today. We don't even do hand-to-hand combat movies anymore. We just do gun fu movies. So that's cool. That actually sounds cool. What do we have here? We got another Digimon Adventure movie. Digimon Adventure 2, The Beginning, getting a Blu-ray release, kind of coinciding with... That's from Shout Factory, I believe. Yes, Shout Factory. Shout Factory has a whole like Shout Factory Kids line where they release a lot of their animation, and it kind of ties in with G-Kids a little bit, which there's some crossover there that I'm always interested in. So very cool. And then we've got the Blu-ray edition of Mute Witness. So they've got a Blu-ray and 4K for that limited edition. Very nice. And then we've got a few more things to get to here. Some of them look like re-releases, but we have got a couple more newer, lesser known things. So we'll jump back and talk to you guys for a little bit. Nerdy with Autism, what's your favorite buddy cop movie? Ooh, you are asking the wrong guy. I'm already not a big action movie guy, but I really don't know. I mean, this is probably like not a good answer, but I really, really like Hot Fuzz. I think Hot Fuzz is actually my favorite of the Cornetto trilogy. That's like a commentary on the genre and also a buddy cop movie, so I guess it kind of counts, but any true fan of the genre would probably call me a fake movie fan for picking that one, but I really like Hot Fuzz. It's great, and I watched it recently, and it held up quite nicely. But buddy cop movies, we recently saw Furiosa in theater while we were out of town, and I was intrigued by the Bad Boys 4 trailer. Didn't make me want to watch Bad Boys 4, but it did make me want to watch more Martin Lawrence movies. I think Martin Lawrence is a very funny dude, and I have not seen basically any of his movies, so I would like to see that. Recommend Martin Lawrence movies that are actually good. And should I watch the Bad Boys movies? I have not seen any of them. Kevin House coming in with the okay, so FWIW stands for What It's Worth. Thank you for clearing that up. Mystery solved. Your friend Mr. Jones. Malton is great with essential classics, TCM, Hollywood movies, international, challenging art house staples, not so much. Okay, so maybe don't go to him. Well, if you're Mr. Jones. What else do we got? Gaming Canvas. Anyone else stoked that G-Kids, we just mentioned them, got the rights for the home release of Arcane Season 1? I'm sure there are many people stoked. Let them know in the chat. I do not know what Arcane Season 1 is, because I'm assuming that's an anime, and I'm completely out of my depth. Griff Redux. Sorry, I butchered your name, but I'm glad you're here on the stream. Thanks for popping in. Says hello all. Welcome to the stream. Griff says, remembering Gene Wilder is a must-own for me. Going to wait for the next Kino sale and add it to an order then. Yes, I feel like I need to get it as well. Kind of sight unseen, although I probably should check it out first if I can. I don't think it's playing in theaters anymore. I think it was a very limited run. Nerdy with Autism, I will be checking out Bad Boys 4 Ride or Die at the drive-in tonight. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool movie to see at a drive-in. I wish I had a drive-in that was close to me. Friend Mr. Jones says, Hot Fuzz is a great choice. They made it to be a good buddy cop movie as well as a comedy. Okay, cool. I'll have to turn in my action movie card, but for that, though. Blue Streak isn't great, but it's better than it has any right to be, says Dan's Den. And Dell on Movies popping in. Welcome to the stream. Ethan Edwards says, the Sean Penn movie Bad Boys is good. The Will Smith one was a bore. Let's see. And then Nerdy with Autism says, check out Blue Streak. It's a great Martin Lawrence action cop movie. Interesting. Okay, so a couple people throwing in Blue Streak there. Maybe I have to check that out at some point. Haven't seen any of his adult movies. I grew up with a really terrible like basketball coach movie that Martin Lawrence did as a kid. It was called Rebound. I watched that a bunch as a kid, but I'm sure it does not hold up as an adult. From Sandpiper Pictures, which I've never talked about on this show before, we've got Warriors of Virtue coming out on Blu-ray, which is a 1997 action-adventure fantasy movie. Very cool. Never heard of this, but in a world beyond your wildest imagination, a battle for the universe has begun. It looks a little bit like Neverending Story there with that cover. Very cool. I'm a big fantasy guy. I've never heard of this one, though. Directed by Ronnie Yu. Sweet. Warriors of Virtue coming out on Blu-ray. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that would get a Blu-ray? Animal Kingdom from Magnolia Pictures getting a release. This is a 2023 sci-fi adventure. Lots of adventure films coming out this year. It's kind of interesting that we're talking about so many different kinds of adventure films, because I'm thinking about, I just thought this today, I'm thinking about bringing back Adventure Through November, the challenge through November to watch as many adventure movies as I can. I really like doing Musical May, and always have a good time doing Spooktober and Christmas movies in December. So I'm thinking about bringing back Adventure Through November. I've got a lot of new adventure movies back there that I haven't checked out yet, and I want an excuse to check them off the list. Lots of Sabu movies back there, some Kino Lorber stuff, and there's some incredible, speaking of box sets that I'll probably never own, but wish I could, there are some incredible imprint box sets. There's 3 of them now. Tales of Adventure collections, and they've all got like 4 films. There's 4 films in each one. Each box set is like a different theme. Like the first one is like Arabian Nights adventure movies. The second one, I cannot remember. I think it might be like pirate, like on the like swashbuckling stuff. And there's already a third one out. I would love those imprint box sets, but they are all, over $100 each, which is not that bad when you think about it. You're getting 4 movies, $25 each, but when it's all blind buys and I haven't seen any of them, it's hard for me to pull the trigger on a $100 box set from, especially paying shipping from over there. But if anyone has those and are looking to sell them, I am your guy. Valiant Ones is also getting a Blu-ray release from Eureka. We already talked about the 4K, so we won't bring that one up again. And then we've got Winter People from 1989, another Sandpiper Pictures. They're releasing multiple things this week. Look at that. Kurt Russell and Kelly McGillis. A passion so strong, it kills. A drama. Just a straight up drama there. Interesting. I would think that would have been more of a... Interesting. Okay, so a romantic drama. Cool. Winter People, 1989. And then we're really getting into some re-releases here. I probably won't mention all of those, but Wild Things 4K is getting another standard edition release that came out a long time ago, but we've got several versions of it with limited editions. And then we've got A Family Thing from 1996, another Sandpiper Pictures release. A comedy drama film from 1996, starring Billy Bob Thornton. Interesting. So that'll be coming out this week as well. Then we've got Article 99 from 1992, another Sandpiper Pictures release. My Birth Year, 1992. There we go. Another comedy drama directed by Howard Dutch. There we go. When your hospital's a war zone, you have to fight to save lives. So a comedy in a hospital. That could be hard to pull off. Hopefully they did. And a few other new releases here at the bottom. Some lower budget movie from 2022, Blind War. 2023, Bag of Lies. 2022, Hunt Her, Kill Her. And then a standard edition of that last Kumite movie. If you don't want the steelbook, you can get the standard edition for just $20. There we go. Again, kind of a mixed martial arts MMA fighting movie with a lot of people in there. So there we go. Like I said, not too big of a week. There are some big things coming out though, with Godzilla Kong, I'm sure is going to sell really well. The Shrek 4K, I'm sure will sell pretty good. And then you got Immaculate and Species 2. So there we go. A nice, well-rounded week. Some genre stuff, actually mostly genre stuff. Not too many serious things this week. Couple dramas in there, a couple lower budget, lesser known dramas in there, but mostly some genre stuff, some action stuff, some thrillers, some horror stuff, and a little bit of fantasy and sci-fi. So a great week. A great week coming out June 11th. That's tomorrow on Tuesday. You're going to have to hit up your online stores because none of this stuff is probably going to be available in stores. Maybe if your Barnes & Noble still carries Arrow Video stuff, you can get those Arrow videos. Maybe Shout Factory you can find at a Target, but it's hard. It's getting harder and harder to find any of this stuff in real life. Like I said, last week we got to film an in-store hunting video, and it was so fun, and I really miss doing those. I wish I could just do those all the time. But yeah, I just got to buy everything online these days. I can't find anything in stores. And nobody wants to see me hunt on eBay. That's not fun. That's not a fun video for anybody. Although I wish I could, because that's what I spend most of my collecting time doing, is hunting on eBay. All right, let's see what people are saying in the chat. Finish up this stream with a little Q&A with my favorite people to talk to on a Monday evening. Kevin House, I recently watched Tucker and Dale vs. Evil for the first time and loved it. A really hilarious parody of teenage slasher films. I've heard about that film, especially in the horror, in the horror community, because it is a parody of horror films. So yeah, I've heard about that. I have not seen it. Dale on Movies also says Tucker and Hale is hilarious. So he co-signs on that recommendation. Griff says, did you check out the Shout Factory Hidden Gem sale going on now? Some pretty solid titles in there. I haven't checked that out, but you know what? Why don't we? Why don't we just check that out? I didn't even know that was happening. I kind of want to see if that has anything. See, you're gonna mess up my wallet, sir, Mr. Griff. But I'm kind of interested if they have anything. I'll pull it up, and we'll keep talking here. And I might, yeah, we'll look at that. We'll look at that together. Thanks for the news. I didn't know that was happening. Let's see. Internet user, have you ever fired your gun up in the air and gone, ah, yes, that is a great quote from Hot Fuzz. Dan Stan, Warriors of Virtue, a forgotten infamous flop, sort of an attempt at launching a new franchise. Okay, interesting. Is it good? Sometimes, good things can still flop. Griff says Sandpiper might be by some of the Olive Films people. They don't do special features in their releases from what I've seen. Okay, so just bare bones releases, but maybe putting out films that otherwise wouldn't get releases. I do have some Olive Films releases. I actually think that look at that, right off camera, right behind me, The Quiet Man. This is my release of The Quiet Man. This is an Olive Films release. It's spine number 6. Spine number 6. Very nice, solid slipcase. Comes out from the side. And a good bit of special features on there. So interesting. I didn't know that they were kind of an offshoot of Olive Films. Sandpiper Pictures. Haven't heard of those ones, but thanks for the little backstory there. Jeffrey Patron says, dig those theme months. Conceptually very exciting. Thank you. I enjoy doing it. I like having... I'm a very regiment-oriented person, goal-oriented person. So I like having... Okay, this is my genre. This is my collection of films I'm going to go through this month. And it kind of directs me a little bit. Because otherwise I just look at my shelf and I'm just like... and we just spend 20 minutes deciding what to watch every night, and it's frustrating. So I like having a little theme to go on. Nerdy with Autism, other Martin Lawrence films to check out: Big Mama's House, Wild Hogs, National Security, Life, and Open Season, an animated film. I remember Open Season. I grew up. That one was that came out when I was a kid. I remember that one. What else do we got here? Michael Smith just joined. Thought there wasn't going to be one tonight. Well, sorry, man, but we're here, and you can always go back and listen to the recording after the fact, because we've already gone through all the movies, but we're having a good time chatting. Adele on Movie says, I highly recommend Life with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. Ooh, interesting. Two guys that I like a lot. I like their comedy a lot, and haven't seen enough of their work, so that's pretty cool. Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, Life. I'll try to remember that one. Michael McAllister, Mr. DJ, it's good to see you. Thank you, Michael. I got lots of Michaels. I'm just realizing lots of Michaels in the chat and in the subscriber count in general. But yeah, it's good to see you. or good to hear from you, Michael McAllister. I'm glad to be back. I missed last week, so good to be doing this again. CG Animated Fan, are you excited for Inside Out 2? Yeah, as excited as I don't really get excited about new releases anymore, and not in a bad way. Not like I'm not burnt out on movies or anything, or I'm not like tired of new movies. I'm watching so much old stuff. I don't even like really pay attention to what's coming out until it's out. So I don't like have this long build up of anticipation of like stuff that's coming out. I just like, oh, that's coming out. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm excited. I wasn't excited about a sequel to that when I first heard about that they were doing a sequel, because I kind of got sick of Pixar doing a bunch of sequels. I wanted them to just kind of do their original stuff. But after seeing a little teaser trailer for it, it sounds cool. It sounds like there's a cool story there. And I'm excited. I am excited. And I will watch it. I haven't seen the first one in forever, but I remember it being one of my favorite Pixar movies when it came out. So I need to rewatch that. I need to revisit it. It's been a long time since I've seen that. Years and years. I think I've only seen it a couple times. Internet user, hoping we get some in-store hunting at Barnes & Noble next month. Absolutely, you will. We will definitely do those. We can at least do them 2 times a year. We can't do them much because there's no Best Buys and no Walmarts and Targets or anything that stores anything. But we can at least do the Barnes & Noble hunts twice a year. So we're going to be doing a lot of them. I'm going to go to the stores with John again. Of course, Grace and I will be going to some stores. And Connor, good friend of the channel, who my co-host on the Criterion Corner podcast, will be flying all the way from Portland, Oregon, and staying with me for a few days. And we'll be doing some Criterion hunting with him as well. So look forward to that. It's been a long time since he's been here, but we always are sure to make it happen during the Criterion sales so we can go check out the stores together. We're thinking about maybe going a little further away from the house and trying to find further away stores, because we kind of picked clean the stores around us. There's not much left at the stores around here. So hopefully we can find some new stores this upcoming July sale, which is just next month already. Can't believe it's coming so fast. Henry Bidenkamp, speaking of 80s teenager slasher films, I recently watched and loved Sleepaway Camp. Sleepaway Camp, I've heard of that one. Haven't seen it. I'm not the biggest slasher movie fan, but I've definitely heard about that one. I think that one is a fan favorite. Look at that. I didn't even mean to grab my Wonka cup this morning, but it's very appropriate. Roland 666 sup FBC. Severing Films March packaging is now shipping. Severing Films March packaging is now shipping. See, so I'm assuming that's a subscription that you can sign up to with Severing. I have never done that. Or is it Severing? Is that a different thing? I'm assuming it means Severing, but who knows? There's so many labels these days, I can't even be sure if it's a typo or if it's like a whole nother label that I haven't heard of. But I have never signed up for the subscription. I know Vinegar Syndrome was the big one to start those subscriptions, and Radiance Films also does subscriptions for each month. I don't know how anyone can ever afford that. I can't go in all on one label. I've got too many labels that I want to pull from, so I can't do the subscriptions, but that's cool that they're shipping out. And then Roland also says Criterion Collection and Barnes & Noble sale is 3 weeks away. Counting down the days. I'm looking forward to it. I probably should have been saving up some money. Posty, what's the best blind buy you've made so far this year? Oh, another great question, man. Oh, I need to come better prepared for these. I wish I could study for these questions. Best blind buy this year. Let me see what I can't even look at my app because I'm using my phone as a camera. But that would be a great time to have my phone in hand. Best blind buy this year. God, I'm never going to be able to you know what I'm going to do? Because I don't have everything that I bought this year in front of me, I'm going to go with Little Darlings. The Cinematograph releases were something I took a huge chance on. I just wanted to jump into those, and I wasn't expecting too much because they are from Vinegar Syndrome, and that's not a slam against Vinegar Syndrome, but they are kind of, even by the people who collect it, kind of self-proclaimed so bad they're good movies. They're kind of good trash movies is what they normally put out. But the Cinematograph releases so far have been great movies. I've only seen the first 2. I own the first 4. I haven't been able to watch the second 2 yet, but the first 2, Little Darlings and Red Rock West, were both great films. I love them, especially Little Darlings. I've already watched it a couple times with the commentaries. It's a good one to go back to. My wife really, really loved that one too. So I'm going to say Little Darlings, although I'm sure there's other things that I'm just not thinking of off the top of my head. But that one left an impact on me. I really had a great time going through those releases, and I can see it right there. So that's why it's on the front of my mind. What else do we got here? Michael McAllister. Michael is such a common name. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to call attention to a fact that you're already painfully aware of. Ethan Edwards, if you missed the beginning, you definitely want to go back and watch his Lou Gehrig moment. Today I consider myself to be the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Yeah, we had a little technical difficulty at the beginning with some echoes, so be sure to go back and laugh at me there. Brantar, hey DJ, don't know how true it is, but do you think a live action How to Train Your Dragon will be any good? You got me right here, man. I don't want that. And it's kind of a principle thing. It could be good. I'm so against taking an animated thing and just making it live action, just so you can sell it on the IP, sell it on the novelty of seeing stuff that you already know in live action. I don't like that approach. I love animation. I think it's an incredible medium, and I think you can do things that you can't do anywhere else. And that's the whole point of it. And when you make an animated movie with that in mind and you reach its full potential, you don't want to then see it like hindered and put all these like boundaries around it and stuff that it can't do and put it in live action, because then you're just going to be comparing. The whole point is just to compare it. And I don't like the idea that somehow live action just legitimizes things and it makes it better just because it's live action. It's not going to be as good. I don't understand how it could be as good. If you were just making a movie about like a kids movie, a live action kids movie about dragons, I'm so excited. I would love it. I would take my kids to it. I'd be very, very excited about that. But don't try to translate animated stuff to live action. That's a pet peeve of mine. Like I said, it could be good, and I'll go into it with an open mind, but I don't like the concept. I don't like that Disney keeps doing that, and I don't want DreamWorks to jump on the bandwagon either. What are we gonna do, live action Shrek? Kung Fu Panda? No, don't do that. I don't like it. So no, I don't like that idea. But you said, that wasn't your question. You said, do you think a live action will be any good? Will it be any good? Probably not. Could it be? Maybe. I mean, the How to Train Your Dragon movie is wonderful. It's really, really good. But I don't need to see it again. I watch that one. If I want to see it again, I'll just watch my copy of the animated version. So I don't need that. I don't even know if I'll go see that. I kind of want to not see it on principle. Unless I hear, it's really great, then maybe I'll check it out. Michael Smith says, I'm excited to see the new Yorgos film. Me too, actually. I was really high on his film from last year, and I'm excited to see more of his stuff. Nerdy with Autism, what's your favorite comedy movie? Mine is Evan Almighty. Great questions tonight, guys. Put me on the spot, though, with these favorites of all time. I've mentioned it before, and I like to give it a shout out because it's a very low budget little indie film called It's a Disaster, which is right here. This actually made my top 10 Digipacks video. It's a Disaster, lovely little dinner party movie, little awkward comedy dinner party movie. And while the dinner party is going on and she's introducing all of her friends to her new boyfriend, David Cross, the apocalypse happens. They're attacked and they can't leave the house, and they're trapped in the house because there's gas everywhere, and comedy ensues. It's a very light, dry, dark comedy, which is my favorite. Don't know if it'll be for everyone, but I really enjoy that one. I also love Dr. Strangelove. That's a classic comedy. I'm not a huge comedy fan, but there's a few. There's a few that I like. They're usually dark comedies, usually Martin McDonagh or stuff like that. Kevin House, speaking of Eddie Murphy, my favorite film of his is Bowfinger with Steve Martin. Very funny film. There we go. Another comedy. Lots of comedy talk this evening. Arrow Video just announced Shawscope Volume 3 Roland 666. I saw that. That came across my feed. I opened it up. I see those big giant box sets that they're those Shawscope box sets, and I get so overwhelmed. That's it would seem like a chore to watch through all those, but I'm sure they're great, and I'm not the biggest fan of that genre, but that seems like a good way to get into it because there's tons of films in there, and I think people are pretty satisfied with those sets. Although I do see them sold quite a bit on the groups that I'm in. Posty says, I love Little Darlings 2. That's probably my second favorite blind buy after the Tin Star. Interesting. I don't know what the Tin Star is. I need to look into that. Griff says Little Darlings is a solid coming of age film. It gets pretty serious as well. It does more serious than I was expecting, because that one starts kind of like a comedy, and then it kind of catches you off guard. Patrick Craig, I ordered the Little Darlings during the sale. Wasn't included. Hope it ships soon. Yes, so the sale, right after the sale, they're doing a partners only month. So all of their partner stuff is kind of on sale, right? Not all of it, but some of their partner stuff is on sale. You can only buy partner stuff, so you can't buy any Vincin proper stuff. So the Cinematograph stuff is included in that. So I went on there to buy the latest Cinematograph release, the 5th one. And I can't because it's not on the site right now. They take all their, that's kind of cool that they did that. They take all of their own stuff off and they just sell the partner releases. So I'm gonna have to wait and pick up that 5th one. I don't think it's gonna sell out. None of the other ones have sold out except for number 2. So hopefully I can grab that one next month when partner month is over. Partner June is over. But yeah, I hope you get your copy of Little Darlings and I hope you enjoy it. I don't want to talk it up too much, but I enjoyed it. I think it's fun. Roland666 says Friends and The Sopranos are coming to 4K. I saw that. I, of course, saw a lot of backlash that, wow, we don't need Friends on 4K. We don't need sitcoms on 4K. Where's Seinfeld? I saw all that stuff. I don't have a dog in that fight. Apparently it was shot on film, so it can look better on 4K. I don't feel like I need to buy the 4K. The problem with me is I've only seen the TV editions once, and then every other time after that I watch the DVDs, and the DVDs are the extended cuts that they went back in. It's actually really cool that they went back in and like put some extra scenes back in. So when I watch the Blu-ray editions or when I watch them on Netflix or something, it's weird to me because there's like scenes missing and lines missing and jokes missing. So I don't know if I can watch the 4K editions. I'm so used to those extended cuts on my DVDs back there, which are not back there anymore because we ran out of room. So now they're in the shelves underneath, in the cabinets. Internet user, it's a disaster, aka what happened at the beginning of the stream. There we go. Zing, internet user. Henry Bidenkamp, speaking of Torgos, I started watching Poor Things just before the stream, and when I saw Willem Dafoe, I said, that looks like Kirk Douglas. Oh, cool. You're finally seeing Poor Things. Maybe you've seen it before. I'm not sure. I really like that one. That was one of my favorites of last year. Laren McMullen, hey DJ, how are you? I'm great. I'm having a lot of fun tonight. Thanks for popping in. Having a great time talking to you guys. I kind of don't want this one to end, but I feel like we got to wrap it up here soon. Patrick Craig, I didn't see that sale, and I agree that it is pretty cool how they give special attention to the partner labels like that. Yeah, I think that's really cool. Yeah, go check out the partner sale, see if there's anything on there. I've got 2 things I want to grab. I don't know if I want to spoil it or not. I guess I can do it. There's only, there's not that many people here. I could probably spoil it, but there's a couple things. A new release from Icarus. So Icarus is a new partner label. I don't know if it's new, but it's a partner label from Vincent. There's a title I have to get because it's one of my favorite directors. It's a vignette film, but he directs one of the shorts in there. It's a French New Wave set. And then there's a Deaf Crocodile title that I want to grab too before they're all gone. Jeffrey Patron, finally New Jersey in 4K. I don't know what he's talking about there, but Patrick says, I wish I could get the new Deaf Crocodile subscription, but can't justify that much at once now. I just dropped $100 for the complete Better Call Saul Blu-ray. Wow. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't do TV. TV gets pricey. Luckily, there's not that much stuff on Blu-ray and 4K and TV, but yeah, I luckily I don't collect TV because that would get super pricey, but I understand the subscriptions. I would love to subscribe to Deaf Crocodile because I like most of the stuff they're putting out, but I just can't. It probably makes sense if you like subscribe and then sell the stuff you don't want. You could probably make your money back. I just don't have that much time. I'm not that organized to sell all that stuff on eBay or in the groups. I see people do it all the time. I see people in the groups selling all their stuff from the Vincent subscription, but I just can't keep up with it all. I would just end up with piles of stuff back there that I never sold and didn't really want, and that's no good. I can't do that. Roland says the limited edition of Little Darlings is almost sold out. My number was 6,245 of 8,000. The standard edition has just been announced. Oh, so jump on that, guys, if you want one of those. I will say this. I will be giving away one of those here in the near future as soon as I get it. I have another copy coming to me. My good friend Connor bought me an extra copy, and we just crossed 3,000 subscribers. So as soon as that gets to me, I don't know if he sent it yet, but as soon as it gets to me, I will be giving that away on the channel. So if you want to hold out for that, maybe, but if you want to make sure to get one, go ahead and order one before then. Jeffrey E. Patron, in one of the scenes in the finale of The Sopranos, one of my favorite Barnes & Nobles is visible across the road in a few shots. Wow, that's really cool. That's awesome. I've never watched The Sopranos, but that would be cool to see it shot in my local town. Gus, DJ, did you know Barnes & Noble has 50% off Kino? Far From Heaven is out from Kino. I did not know that they had that because my Barnes & Noble doesn't have any Kino, but I guess I could check their website and maybe see if they have any. But thanks for that. That's a good tip. I will have to check that out. Is that during the Criterion sale as well? Do they do it at the same time? Roland, the Sadness 4K set from Shudder looks sick. And let's go ahead and jump over to the Shout Factory sale that someone just mentioned. Thank you for bringing this up. I did not know about this. I need another sale, but I am going to check it out. So here we go. It is Hidden Gems sale, and it's a little wider. So sorry that some of it's getting cut off, but we've got War Games. Now these, I would really love these. They have these Leica Studios steelbooks, the 4K steelbooks that, of course, they released right after they released. They did us dirty with these Leica Studios because they released these brand new like Blu-ray slipcover editions, and then I bought a couple of them. And then right after that, they released the 4K slipcover editions, and then right after that, they released the 4K steelbooks. So they got me. I should have waited. I didn't know they were going to release those on 4K right after they released those re-releases, but they did it, and now I'm forced to double dip on those if I want those. But those are all on sale. The steelbooks are only $22, it looks like. Weird is is on sale for $16. Not bad. I never did see that. Dragonheart 4K is only $20. That is what a classic that is. That was a formative movie for DJ and his love of sword and sorcery. Had a friend, my best friend, back when I was around 8 or 9 years old. His dad showed me that movie for the first time. Also, Dragonheart New Beginning, which is not good at all. But the first one is pretty good. I like it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. What else we got here? Wallace and Gromit, the complete Kraken collection. Another sad tale of DJ's misfortune. Right when I finally got the complete Wallace and Gromit set that was out of print for a while, I got it on from eBay for Christmas. My brother got me that with original slipcover, and then as soon as that I finally got it, they released this other set with a whole new short on it from Aardman Studios. And of course, that's what always happens. Every time I finally track something down that's out of print, there is a new one that comes out the next week. What else we got here? We got Knight Riders. This is turning into the Vincent stream from last week. Sorry guys, didn't mean to hijack your stream here, but ooh, interesting. I've been interested in check this movie out. Fitzcarraldo. Yeah, that's one I want to check out. Interesting. But yeah, there's some good stuff on here. We're down to some pretty cheap prices here. $12. The Shadow, only $15. That's a nice pulp superhero film from the 90s. What else we got? Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yeah, so interesting. Hidden Gems. So this is like lesser known stuff. Standard editions like the JFK. Oh no, that's JFK Revisited. That's not the movie. Interesting. Last Unicorn. Don't buy this because I just saw on my feed the other day that Last Unicorn is getting a 4K release from, I believe it's Shout Factory. So they're probably trying to get rid of these Blu-rays before that comes out. Very excited about that. I've held off on the Blu-ray for a long time, but and luckily because now the 4K is coming out soon. So I'm excited to get that. What else do we have here coming out soon? Interesting. Don Knotts 5-film collection on Blu-ray. That's fun. I'm a big Don Knotts fan. Another film here, Aguirre, The Wrath of God. So 2 Herzog films that I've been interested in. I feel like those are collected in a box set somewhere though from some other boutique that I need to check out. But those are both films that I really want to check out. And I have wanted to check out for a while. They were on Criterion for a while. Oh, speak of the devil. Look at this. Look at this Herzog collection Blu-ray. Look at this. This is like a digibook with tons of discs. It's kind of on sale. It's still $80 though, so I don't know if I want to grab that. But 13 discs. Interesting. I did not know about that. That's very cool. All right, I will let you guys peruse the rest of this sale on your own. I don't feel like I need to. It's only 3 pages. I guess we could just finish. Why not? What else do we have here? Trekkies, the documentary. Feast of the Seven Fishes. We are really getting to some obscure things here. Well, that's cool. I've heard that Beauty and the Beast, that French Beauty and the Beast is pretty good. Buñuel, another animated film from G Kids that I've heard is pretty good. Also Long Way North, that was on Criterion Channel for a little bit. Another animated movie. I should probably grab a couple of these animated movies for $12 while they're here. Interesting. Okay, I'll be back to check this out after I end the stream, but thanks for bringing that up. Really appreciate all the little tidbits. That's why I like talking to some like-minded movie collecting guys here, because I mean, it's great. Where else can I talk to you guys? I don't have like another group where I can talk to you guys. So the live streams are a lot of fun for me. Dan Stan, hey DJ, ever watched a movie while under a substance? Of course. I mean, yeah, Grace and I are usually drinking something while we're watching movies downstairs in the theater. I mean, on like Friday night, we'll crack open something. Gus, the B&N Kino sale is only this month, DJ. Oh, interesting. So the Kino sale is ahead of the Criterion sale. Again, thanks for the heads up. Swifty Police, just here to remind you that you're still being monitored. Good. I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you for holding me up to the standard. Posty, DJ, I'll bet your Barnes & Noble has some Kino stuff. Mine, in a much smaller city, had a whole display. I got The Lion King. The Lion King. I got The Lion in Winter. Lion in Winter is an amazing movie. I'm glad you were able to snag that. Love that movie. Top 10 Christmas movie of all time for sure. But no, mine doesn't. I've poured over the Blu-ray shelf, all of them. And it's very slim pickings. They don't even have any Arrow stuff, really. They have like maybe 1 or 2 Arrow titles. It's a crying shame. Internet user, a film called The Last Detail has a 4K from Shout Factory. Great film starring Jack Nicholson from 1973 and directed by Hal Ashby. Henry Bidenkamp, The World of Studio Ghibli Blu-ray bundle, $299. Wow, don't tell me about that. That's what I'm gonna have to look that up and see what kind of box set it is. Dan's Den, The Shadow, a movie I unabashedly love. And Don Knotts collection, AMC approved. Jeffrey Patron definitely would recommend John Sturges' Final from the Eagle has landed. Final film, The Eagle has landed. Thank you. Always appreciate the recommendations. Patrick Craig, Another Day of Life is a must-buy, and the Buñuel animated movie is fascinating. I can always count on Patrick Craig to have seen any animated film that I'm already interested in and that I haven't seen. He's way ahead of me in his animation. I need to talk to you, Patrick Craig, because I'm going to be guest starring, like I said, on that podcast soon. And I'll go ahead and talk about what movie we are talking about. So it's a podcast called Steelbook Obsessed. He's a YouTube channel here on YouTube. You can check him out. You probably already are familiar with him if you're familiar with me. He's much bigger than me, and he asked me to be on the show. And it's the podcast is called Boutique Talk, and he asks his guests to pick one boutique movie, and then you talk about the label a little bit, talk about the movie, and talk about kind of your history of getting into boutique labels. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about that. The film I have selected is Fantastic Planet from Criterion. I had to talk Criterion. They're my the boutique label that got me into collecting boutiques. They're the first one, my first love. I got a whole corner of it over there, a whole shelf of Criterion, and I wanted to show some love to some animation because Criterion doesn't have much. Boutiques don't have that much. Def Crocodile's coming in with a lot of good animation, but he had never done an animated movie on the podcast before, and he had been looking for a reason to check out Fantastic Planet. So we're going to talk about that. I got to rewatch it, maybe read up on it a little bit, and we'll talk about that movie in a couple weeks. We're going to be recording in a couple weeks, so look forward to that. Again, that's Steelbook Obsessed, another great physical media collecting channel here on YouTube, and can't wait to talk to him about that. Finish up here with the last few, and then we will wrap up the stream. Thanks, guys, for popping in. Especially thank you tonight, because I got the stream up so late, and we still had almost about the same numbers as we always do. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate the engagement tonight. Always a fun time. Kevin House just ordered Remembering Gene Wilder from the Barnes & Noble website a couple of minutes ago. It's a Kino Lorber title, and it was 50% off. Wow, look at that. See, because of this chat, Kevin House was able to learn something from another chatter. So thanks, guys. Always sharing the love here. Undeclared Nation, don't rush. Stay on all night. Well, I can't, because if you saw the beginning, I got to finish shooting this video. I have all this stuff over here, all these movies over here that I bought from a secondhand store, and I got to finish shooting the update video so I can get that out to you guys this week. So I gotta get off streaming so I can record the rest of that video. What else we got here? Patrick Williams, Jake from Steelbook Obsessed is the guy. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've talked to him a little bit on Instagram, and it was great. He seems like a really cool guy. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this stream up. Oh, interesting. Hold on here. One more breaking news. Internet user, I believe Janice has picked up the rights to another film by the director of Fantastic Planet. That's really cool. I wonder if it's the one I'm thinking of, because there's another one. Oh, I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but it's another science fiction, like retrofuturist animated movie. And John, actually my good friend John, he's agreed to grab that from the library where his partner works, and he's going to bring that over this week so I can watch that, because it'll be cool to see like another film from the same director. Hard to get your hands on. Was never released here in the States, so there's only some DVD copies floating around that you can get. So he's going to be gracious enough to bring that over to me. I'm going to watch Fantastic Planet and the other movie from the director, and then I'll try to sound like I know what I'm talking about on that podcast. So tune in over there. Hopefully that'll be a good time. I'm sure it will. And yeah, we'll wrap up the stream. Laren says, thanks, DJ. Always cool to see you live. Thanks so much for joining. Always great to have you here, as well as it is to have all of you guys here. Always have a good time on these streams. Thanks for hanging in there and hearing me ramble on about all the new releases. I will be back again in your ears in a couple days when I get this video up. Hopefully I can get it up very, very soon for you guys. And I'll talk to you then. As always, thank you for watching. And until next time, keep collecting. And I'll be back with another video real soon.